Hi lovely people, it's Candy here. Welcome back to my channel. The third video today in the Self-Compassion with Tarot series that Jen is running over at Jen's Science to Soul Tarot and Transformation. Again, I'll leave all the links to original videos down below. So we are exploring self-compassion through the tarot, and my cards seem to be working together. At the moment, I've got a number of things happening. I am pulling a single card for self-compassion from my Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot, but at the same time, throughout the whole of May, I've been doing a morning and an evening card pull from the Dreams of Gaia, and I've started adding in, along with that, Kim Cran's Animal Spirit Oracle to work with the Dreams of Gaia pull. And it isn't intentional that the cards are meant to work together, but they just have. Yesterday we saw two watery females, arms raised, marking out sacred space and telling us to go with the flow and get into an ease of flow with our emotions and our emotional literacy. After that card, I pulled the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about mastery, working at a skill. We see patience to develop a skill and to master a skill. In this card, I don't see any acknowledgement of her skill with these coins that she's found in this treasure chest. She doesn't seem attached to them. It almost feels like she hasn't even noticed them. She doesn't seem to be working on them. They just seem to be surrounding her as she's looking down. And when I pulled this card, I just thought she needs to look up. She needs to look up and see what she's doing. She just looks very forlorn amongst treasure. And then my morning animal card that I pulled was the lion. And when I looked at the meaning of the lion, it was self-mastery. That word came up again, but this time not a skill or a craft to master, but self-mastery in the mind. It says that the lion is the living mascot of self-transformation and a reminder that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where we find ourselves. Two, for me, spoke of not skill acquisition with a craft, but self-mastery of our minds. And these two started to work together for me to think, how do I get self-mastery of my thoughts when it comes to self-compassion? So I'd started mulling that over. I'd also noticed the direction of both figures looking in the same direction. And on the evening, I sat down to pull another card, and look what happened. I pulled another Dreams of Gaia card that's similar to yesterday's cards, mirrored the Mermaid Tarot card that I'd pulled. That just finalised for me that thought that she isn't really aware of these coins and she's almost oblivious to them. And that idea of looking down, you need to look up, came in again here. Look up, look up, look up was the message. So I thought, self-mastery and not looking up. Why might we not be looking up? Now the 5 talks about heartbreak, it talks about disappointment, it talks about traumas, and in the book it lists things like death, grief, divorce, illness, all the things that might cause us trauma and put us in a really dark place where there's just sadness and sorrow. And you can see that she looks really sad. But look, if she just looked up, what would she see? She'd see connection. She'd see tiny snippets of beauty. Look, there's a little starfish down here. She'd see rays of hope and pathways out into light if she could look up. And again here, if she looked up, what would she see? She would see her skills. She would see everything that came before that she'd achieved, everything that she was achieving in the present and everything still to come. She would see an unlocked treasure chest. It's not locked, it's open. If she would only look up, but the two figures look dismayed, they look disconnected from all of these things. Here, she's disconnected from the amazing things around her, the connection she's got, the beauty around her, the things still to be grateful for. Here, she's disconnected from her achievements and integrating her wins, what she's already done, what she's achieving in the present, and what she probably will achieve. There are two aspects here of ways to look up. Two aspects: to look up in gratitude and to look up to integrate your wins. How many of us go through life and we achieve every day? We have little wins, we have medium wins. Sometimes a day brings a huge win that we might have been working for a long time. Do we ever stop to say, wow, I did that, I achieved that, this is what I did, this is what it means about me, and to literally let it soak into your soul and to integrate the win? Or do we say, oh yeah, it's nothing much, and just let it run off us like water off a duck's back and never integrate it? Do we ever stop to look and say, I have got so much, yes, this happened and I'm still devastated about it, or that happened and I'm so disappointed, but look at this starfish, look at this stone, look at the sunshine coming through the window. Gratitude and wins. And the lion says self-mastery is available to all. Now, what isn't self-mastery? Self-mastery isn't ruminating over and over and over again about the losses, the heartbreak, the people who stabbed us in the back, the people who betrayed us, the lies, the disappointments. We can do that, and I've done that. I've done that for years. I've ruminated, I've riled my mind up again into fresh frenzies. That isn't self-mastery. Self-mastery is catching that circle and saying, enough, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to look for the rays of light. I'm going to focus on the good. I am going to use gratitude. Self-mastery comes when you find the lessons in these dark places. What also isn't self-mastery? Self-mastery isn't carrying on regardless and not allowing yourself time to sit in the dark and to recover. It's not toxic positivity gratitude. It's saying to yourself, this is truly awful. I am going to need time to recover. But when I'm catching myself in ruminating and it's going on too long, perhaps I give myself half an hour to sit in this and then I go and do something positive. I can remember reading somewhere where they said, yes, sit down and grieve, but just don't build a house there and stay there forever. So we don't keep going regardless. We do allow ourselves time to sit and look down. But self-mastery is knowing when to get back up or when to start taking little steps to get back up. Self-mastery isn't ignoring all your wins, allowing imposter syndrome to creep in, comparison, toxic comparisons that tell you that you're not as good as anybody, while you're letting all the amazing treasures that you have got, you've made, you've created, and the nuggets of treasure that you have inside you float away unintegrated. Absolutely not. That isn't self-mastery. So for me, self-compassion is self-mastery of our thoughts, to stop catastrophic thinking, to stop thinking we're going to be stuck in the dark forever, stop focusing on all the things you don't have, and to never integrate wins. Self-mastery is looking up, giving yourself time, integrating wins, integrating gratitude. And it's so funny because on my Kanban board this month, I'd put start a wins list and a gratitude list. And I'm going to grab my journal. I'm going to read you some things on there. So it's just really simple. I just left some pages free in my journal. And you can see I've got a list one page, a list the other. And the one list is gratitude, reframe. I've put in brackets because my word of the year is reframe. So I wanted to start reframing the way I look at things, not to look at things I haven't got, but to start really focusing on what I do have. And the other page, it's celebrating myself. This is about my wins. So on my gratitude list, Sandra at the Whispering Well, you're on here at the top, and you'll know why Sandra is on there for this month. Buying myself some new secondhand clothes, even though I kept telling myself I couldn't yet. I bought myself some secondhand clothes that actually fit. So I was really grateful that I was brave enough to do that. I put bluebells in the woods. The shape of the trees, oh my gosh, I love the shape of the trees in the woods. The sound of rain, we've had a lot of that, but it sounds wonderful sitting in the art studio. The excitement of storms. We had about 4 days where we had thunder and lightning each day, and I had jars all around the garden collecting storm water. It was wonderful. I wanted to be out gardening, but I could collect storm water. It's fantastic. Moon readings, I've loved doing moon readings and sharing them with you guys this month because I missed last month's, and it was just lovely to get that done. Collecting storm water, there it is, it's on the list. Coloured pens, coloured pens, oh my gosh, I love coloured pens. My journal, I love my journal. Presents in lunch boxes and their joy. I've started wrapping up little surprise presents in the kids' lunch boxes every day. It doesn't matter how little it is, just their excitement and joy. And I give them a little clue as well. They've got to try and solve it before they open the present. Quiet days, driftwood and pebbles. Amber's lives. Amber, you're on here. Routines in the morning, so pulling my cards in the morning. My friends online, you lot are on here. Sleepovers with Busby, we were being groom buddies. Emails from Victoria. Victoria, you're on here. I put a washing machine because I have so much washing every day. I was so grateful that that washing machine's working. My sunflowers growing. My journal, it's been an amazing journey this month. Wow, you made it in here twice. Deck combinations. The Voyager, Dreams of Gaia. I've got my tarot decks on here that I'm grateful for, and it carries on over the page. So that's my gratitude list. I could have focused on, I can't get into the garden, I'm tired, I'm feeling terrible, there's too much washing everywhere. I could have done that, but that isn't self-compassionate because that drags you down. And I'm trying to do mastery. The celebrating myself list, this is shorter because I'm not used to doing this. Oh, Renee, you're on here. She's right at the top. Reaching out to Renee for friendship. I was really proud of myself for reaching out to people to be friends with me, because I just automatically assume nobody wants to be friends with me. And that's not true. Look how self-compassionate that is, to do it anyway, and to, even though your head is going, nobody wants to be friends with you, nobody will. I ignored that voice and I did it anyway. And now I just love Renee and we're friends. So that's self-compassion right there. But I've integrated it, I've put it on my list and I've let it soak in. And now I feel like I'm the type of person that can reach out for friendship. Celebrating myself, I make videos. I'm capable of sharing and reaching out to people. That's a biggie, because I was scared when I first started YouTube. So that's really good, and I love making these videos. Buying protein shakes and meal replacements, I am not stuck. I love some of my protein shake energy meals that I have started using, because I used to be incredibly fit and in a fitness weight training team, and that was part of my diet. So although I'm not as fit as that anymore, it was just nice to get some protein shakes back in to kind of pretend and revisit who I was. So I was quite proud of myself for doing that. I've been creating and following a moon routine, which I'm going to share with you, and that's taken quite a lot of work, and I've not done any videos about it yet, but I've really stuck to my guns and tried to work something out, so that was really good. And being more gentle on myself, there you go, win for me. Sitting with Tilly and watching her play. She wanted me to sit for hours and watch her play Roblox on the computer. She's really good at it, and we played the same game over and over and over and over again, and I watched every time and I encouraged. I had tons of stuff to do. I had laundry up the wall, but I made time for that. That's pretty good, I think. My first tarot spread. Now, I shared on my Instagram the Room of New Dreams tarot spread, and I'd never made a tarot spread before, certainly never shared one. And in my mind for a long time, I'd got imposter syndrome, saying, you are not capable of sharing a spread. You don't know the ins and outs of it. You've never read a book about making spreads. You can't share one. You're not that good. And again, I ignored those voices because I'd done a spread that was really impacting for me and I wanted to share it. And I stepped out of my comfort zone and I put it on Instagram. A win. So there are things here that I was doing anyway that these cards reminded me of. Self-compassion, to control our thoughts, and a really good way to get mastery over our thoughts. Gratitude, what's around us, even and especially in the darkest of times, what's around us, to pull us out or to give us a glimmer of hope, a ray of sunshine coming in when we need it, on good times and on bad times. And what are our wins? Where are our talents? What are we doing? What did we do in the past that was brilliant? What are we doing now? What possibilities are there for the future? Mastery of our thoughts. And it involves looking up, looking out, and holding on to hope and not giving up. So self-compassion, thought mastery, gratitude, integrating wins. The Eight of Pentacles is going back in. That one. Oh, Queen of Swords. This is a really unusual Queen of Swords in this deck. I think it's the first court card I've ever seen where the court card is in tears. So this is going to be really interesting. So the Queen of Swords is the next card. The other cards might come into play that I'm pulling daily. They might not. We'll wait and see. I hope that's been useful. I hope these videos are interesting. Thank you so much for your lovely comments on the other videos. It's so appreciated. You guys are so appreciated. In fact, you can all start your integrating wins list with "We are fantastic" YouTube channel subscribers, because you guys are brilliant. Okay guys, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.